Hello students, welcome to the shortest video on ESG and SDG revision, which is your CA Final Audit chapter number 18, and I know you want a video which will be done in the shortest time and also ensure that you get a grip of all the expected questions in the exams. Alright, so let me be very clear to the point. ESG, SDG. SDG, Sustainable Development Goals. ESG, Environment, Social Governance. Basically, now the entire world is worried about whether we will be able to survive in the future or not. And for that, various countries have come up with global reporting requirements on how you are producing, whether you are taking care of environment or not, whether you are taking care of human society or not, whether you are maintaining transparency or not. All right. So, living your present without compromising the future and ensuring development, all right, that is called as sustainable development. And sustainable development is based upon ESG. All right, these are the three pillars of sustainability. Okay, environment, social, governance. My video will be in simple English with little bit Hindi here and there so that pan India students can understand. All right, environment, all right, water pollution, air pollution, all right, using the resources properly. Now all of that is environment. So let me be very clear, straight away MCQ based. Three pillars of sustainability, ESG, they will give you anything from here. इसमें से कुछ भी दे देंगे एग्जाम में, all right, ये वाले boxes में से, and then they will ask you find out ये E है, whether it is S or whether it is G, all right. So now इसमें से कुछ भी दिया, if they give you anything from here, then it is environment. इसमें से कुछ भी दिया, if they give you anything from here, then it is social, and from here if they give you anything, then it is governance. All right, now main lines I am underlining over here: environment, climate change, natural resources, pollution and waste, environment, opportunity. So anything over here, for example, they are using clean technology, environment. All right, they are worried about their labor, okay, then social. They are ensuring proper disclosures everywhere to maintain transparency. So that is governance. Okay. So managerial remuneration is governance. Yeah. Using recyclable material, that is environment. Taking care of your laborers and stuff, now that is social. Okay. Ensuring that you have a proper safe product for your customers, now that is social. So please don't just read the theory. Try to understand this in the practical world also. All right. So I'm reading everything ASAP fast. Carbon emission, product carbon footprints, anything with respect to carbon emissions and stuff. Environmental impact. Okay. How climate change will affect your business. Water ka stress, land use, raw material sourcing raw material responsibly. All right. Toxic emission, waste, packing material, waste, e-waste. All right. Environment opportunity, using proper technology, digital use. All right, see, I'm not using paper. All right, green building and renewable sources which you can use again and again. All right, like solar energy and stuff. So human capital, taking care of your labor, health, safety, human capital development, supply chain, labor standards, ensuring that in the entire supply chain the laborers, are properly taken care of. Product safety, chemical safety, financial product safety. Now what happens is, if there is a point of chemical safety, suniye meri baat, if there is a point of chemical safety, all right, then you may mark environment no. Chemical safety, maybe that chemical is not harmful for environment, but what if it is harmful for the customer? So chemical safety is actually social part. So my notes are crystal clear. You go through the notes and you will be able to solve the questions. Notes are there in the Telegram channel. All the description and stuff is there in the, the links are there in the description. All right. Privacy, data security, Apple iPhone, social. Responsible investment, ensuring that investment does not harm the society. All right. That is also social. What if there is a stakeholder opposition? For example, you are buying goods from Pakistan and stuff, and all of a sudden there is a stakeholder opposition, controversial sourcing like that. All right, what if you are killing animals, taking leather and stuff? Controversial sourcing, stakeholder opposition. Access, social opportunity, access to communication, access to finance. Everyone should have access to banking, communication, healthcare, and nutrition and health. So all of that is social. You are taking care of the people. All right. Governance, corporate governance, company के अंदर transparency, company के अंदर transparency. All right. Diversity. All right. Executive pay, proper remuneration. All right, work with as if it's your own money, spend it carefully. All right, proper accounting is governance. Okay, corporate behavior, ethical practices, value of the management. All right, all of that is nothing but what? Governance. Correct? So please go through every single point. Let me tell you, environment का meaning सबको समझ में आता है, social meaning सबको समझ में आता है, governance meaning सबको समझ में आता है, but it is going through these points that will ensure that you don't go wrong in MCQs. All right. Now, sustainability development goals. So SDGs. So without compromising future, without spoiling your present, you have to achieve development. All right, that is sustainability development goals set specifically for the developing countries. All right, 17 SDGs. So they may ask you any MCQ and will say ये कौन सा SDG में से है. All right, so 17 SDGs over here. Now sir, what is the code word to by heart this? See, I have given code word in other areas, but 17 SDGs, just think about your normal routine. आप उठ गए सुबह, you are feeling hungry, have food. All right, so no poverty, zero hunger. Sir, do we need to remember the SDG number? See, now that is really beyond capacity to remember all the numbers over here. All right, and such kind of MCQs are not there like SDG 1 or SDG 2, but then something you have to leave to chance. All right, okay. So no poverty, zero hunger, I'm going to take bath, I'm going to ensure my hygiene and stuff. So good wealth, good health, wealthy nikal raha hai. Good health, well-being. You are going to study, so quality education. You are going to study in a school where boys and girls are there. So gender equality. I'm just connecting with your personal life. All right. You will drink water, you want proper water. After water, you will go, na? Then sanitization. All right. Then use proper clean energy. Don't just waste petrol and stuff. All right. Then you want work environment which should be decent. All right. Not like EY. Then industry, innovation, keep thinking, creativity say. Reduced inequalities, so all caste, creed, everyone should be given proper opportunities. All right, and EVs, electronic vehicles and stuff, sustainable cities and communities. All right, then responsible consumption, don't over consume. Then climate action, whatever is the pollution and stuff, taking action is that. Life on land should be sustainable, life below water also should be sustainable. All right, then there has to be proper grievance redressal. अगर किसी को complain है तो proper redressal होना चाहिए. So peace, justice, strong institutions, and then government, private sector, everyone needs to come together to fulfill these goals. So partnership for the goals. All right, so that is how you can normally remember that. Global trends in sustainable reporting. Now listen to me. Now they are talking about, if you see annual report, कोई भी company का annual report वगैरह देखो, so you will see there lots of reporting is given with respect to environment impact, social impact and all of that. Correct? तो उसके बारे में जरा बात कर रहे हैं. So there are international standards for this reporting. All right. Mandatory reporting requirements are there in various countries. I will be fast with this. इसमें से questions rarely expected. All right. So global reporting initiative. It talks about reporting on economic, environment, social. All right, most widely adopted, standard. Based upon this standard, most of the countries are developing their reporting requirements. It is addressed to all the stakeholders. Carbon disclosure project. These kind of reporting requirements were specifically created. All right, to keep a track on कार्बन एमिशंस. जो कार्बन एमिशंस होते हैं ये सब पे ट्रैक रखने के लिए मोस्टली इट वाज क्रिएटेड, एंड दिस रिपोर्ट इज एड्रेस्ड टू इन्वेस्टर्स, बायर्स एंड अदर स्टेक होल्डर्स. सो मोस्टली ऑल द स्टेक होल्डर्स कवर्ड. देन इन ऑर्डर टू कंबाइन एवरीथिंग, this international integrated reporting framework was created, which created integrated reporting. That means reporting on business, reporting on environment, reporting on social impact, reporting on everything. All right, all the risk, opportunities, everything of a business. So this integrated reporting framework is adopted by countries nowadays. All right, slowly, steadily we are shifting to integrated framework, where in one report we get all the details. All right, then in between module में क्या किया है, अलग अलग boards के नाम लिखे हैं, that various boards have been established and various boards have given various requirements. All right, in that the important board is International Sustainability Standards Board, which has been established by IFRS Foundation trustees, and they have actually proposed the standards, जिसमें अब accounts के अंदर, financial statements के अंदर you will see the disclosures of the effect on the climate, effect on the environment, all those disclosures, those standards they have proposed. They have proposed two standards, one on climate related disclosures and one on general sustainability related disclosures. All right, so your accounting standards are only going to increase. All right, Then this TCFD, Task Force on Climate Related Financial Disclosures, from 2015 onwards in UK. So this was the first initiative taken, all right, so that the disclosures कि climate पे क्या असर आ रहा है, those disclosures can be given over here, all right. So just these two boards also, if you can just understand, then also it is fine. But let me tell you that from this area, the probability of question is very, very low, near to zero, all right. This area important for MCQs, this area important to understand, all right, and can be mixed up with the MCQs. However, from this area, the probability of question very, 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 very low, all right. Now, from here onwards, this one is extremely, extremely important. So, as I told you, that काफी सारी countries में अब integrated reporting आ रहा है, all right. So all the business aspects, environment aspects, all together they have created integrated reporting, and in that integrated reporting, they talk about 6 C's. Sir, C's, listen to me. 6 important capitals, all right, of a business. Now, what are those 6 important capitals of a business? Very, very important. When I say financial capital, anything and everything related to funds, all right, that is your financial capital. Pool of funds that is available to the organization, finance, debt, equity and stuff. And you chartered accountants are very well aware about financial capital. Manufactured capital, capital created by humans, road, infrastructure, all right. So all of this is manufactured capital, all right. Human created, production oriented, equipment, tools, plant, machinery, all right. So this is your manufactured capital, okay. Natural capital that we take from the nature, जो हम प्रकृति nature से लेते हैं, all right. Input to the production of goods and provision of services. So obviously, if you do not handle this properly, then it can have a negative impact. Includes water, land, minerals, forest, biodiversity, and ecosystem health. All right, that is natural capital. Human capital, your human resource. All right, your employees. Okay, so their skills, their motivations, their leadership quality. All right, their competence. So that is your human capital. Okay. Social capital, customers, society के साथ जो तुम्हारा relation है. Today, if I am, Reliance Industries, I set up a manufacturing unit and I also ensure that the entire 4-kilometer radius is developed properly with garden and stuff, all right, with hospitals, with schools. So that creates my social capital over here. Institutions and relationships established within and between each community group of stakeholders, all right, trust and loyalty that an organization has developed and strives to build with the customers, suppliers, as well as business partners and the society community. That is your social capital. Today, from cash-based business, we have moved to digital business. In the last 3-4 years, there has been so much of creativity, all right. So all that innovation, research and development, all right, that becomes your intellectual capital, okay, which can give you some competitive advantage. Now, straight away when we go to the module, I have sorted the important questions. Test your understanding 2 is a very important question. So in that, there are 2 things that has happened. First, they have used digital, they have used digital platform for the payments and stuff, and they have increased their customer base digitally over there, and they are getting a very good advantage also without compromising on the environment. So this is your intellectual capital. Then company has developed various CSR programs over here. Company has developed various CSR programs over here that will give them value for communities and provide sustainable, livelihood to them. Now that will create your social capital. All right. So if you see over here in the answer for test your understanding 2, the 2 capitals that they are talking about is intellectual capital and then social and relationship capital. All right. So these capitals are very, very important. All right, so that you can get a capital job, capital position in your life. Okay. Now, then in between in module, again, low chances of this being asked. They have asked global scenario in various countries. All right, so US has started developing this reporting requirements. UK started developing, and in India also slowly, steadily reporting requirements came into picture. 2009, all right, was the first year when they started thinking about this. And the latest development is, all right, that business responsibility report, the BRR, and the sustainability report we call as BRSR reporting. All right. Now that is applicable, mandatory for top 1000 listed companies. So that is also one MCQ. All right. You have to just focus on important areas over here. Now look at this BRSR. Very, very important again. From here, the points are very, very sensitive. BR and SR, business responsibility and sustainability report, mandatory from financial year 22-23 onwards. Now when you look at BRSR report, they have divided the disclosures, 3 पार्ट में डिवाइड कर दिए हैं, in 3 parts, section A, section B and section C. All right. So section A is general disclosure. All right, general disclosure. Section B is management process and disclosures, and section C is principle based disclosures, principal performance disclosures. So GMP. All right. General disclosures, go slow now. General disclosures, it will contain details of listed companies, products, services, operations, employees, related details. So basically, general business details that we want. Right. Profile kind of stuff. All right. Management process disclosures, internal control, governance and all of that. So they have mixed everything now. All right. So that is your management process and disclosures. Principle wise performance disclosures. This is the main syllabus. The 9 principles of BRSR, and based upon each principle you have to give your disclosure. Principle 1 disclosure, principle 2, principle 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 and 9. All right. So principle wise performance disclosures. Now one of the most important MCQ is this one. There are 2 types of disclosures. There are 2 types of basically these are all performance indicators, यानी कि एक के अंदर से जो भी details है उसमें से पता चल जाता है what is the performance. All right. And there are 2 types of indicators. One is essential indicator, second one is leadership indicator. All right. Essential indicator, the most important indicator. Anything with respect to training programs, environmental data, energy, water, waste. All right. Now these are all essential indicators. Leadership indicators, all right, where the management style, जो चीज़ों से management की style समझ में आती है. All right. Life cycle assessments, the entity life cycle assessment, whether it is in introduction stage, growth stage, maturity stage, all right, all of that. Product life cycle, details of conflict management policy. So whether the directors are handling, for example, if I am a CEO, all right, and I am being paid based upon performance, what if I try to show fake performance? तो ये सब checks रखा जा रहा है कि नहीं? So conflict of interest, management policy, then energy consumption, supply chain management, all of these will become which indicators? Leadership indicators. All right. So now listen to me. If you go to the module in this MCQ, this first integrated case scenario, in that the first MCQ, all right, as regards anti-corruption, anti-bribery policy, all right, an organization of awareness programs for the dealers conducted during the year, which of the following is most likely to be true? So they are saying that anti-corruption, anti-bribery policy is in the nature of essential indicator, organization of awareness programs for dealers in the nature of leadership indicators. Basically, जो बड़ी-बड़ी sensitive चीजें लगे ना, right, those are essential indicators, and the things which you feel are recommendatory, all right, as secondary, कोई इतना important नहीं है, so that will become your leadership indicators. So जो main essential लगे, essential indicators, you will just get it very clearly. In fact, if you go to the module then for essential indicators and leadership indicators, all right, this is what they have given over here also. Correct? All right, that's it. So that is going to be an important MCQ part. Okay. Now 9 principles of business responsibility and sustainability reporting. All right. Principle 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Come on, very quickly now. For that, compulsory line में याद रखना पड़ेगा. You need to remember it in a sequence. All right. So look at this. E says her GC, or SS her going concern. SS her GC. SS her GC. SS her GC. All right. Now, E for ethics, S for safe and sustainable goals, E for employees, S for stakeholders interest, H for human rights, E for environment, regulatory policy, growth, and consumers. All right. Okay, assess her going concern. Now listen to me very carefully. ये जो मैंने pointers दिया ना, the dots which I have given, that exactly will be converted into application based question. For example, let us say when we look at the MCQ which is given over here. Okay. As regards, I had solved it, so that is why these ticks are there. As regards established mechanism for recycle of hazardous e-waste and disposal of paper waste by the company. So if the company is ensuring that the electronic waste is recycled, all right, and whatever is the paper waste, you know, which cannot be recycled and stuff, it is disposed properly. इसका मतलब वो environment का ध्यान रख रहे हैं, all right. Now, which of the principles are getting attracted? NGRBC principles means this, National Guidelines or Responsible Business Conduct. All right. So, which of the principles are getting attracted? Now, when you look at this, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think 6 everyone can understand first stroke. All right. That environment का तो attract हो गया. Is there any other principle? Because when you recycle e-waste, all right, and when you ensure that there is a proper disposal, means you are giving a safe and sustainable goal to your company. All right. You are giving a safe and sustainable goal to your company. All right. Look at this. Minimize the resources usage. That is why if you see over here for question number 2 in the MCQ, the answer is D. So they said principle 2 and principle 6. I gave you a demo that question kaise aayenge. It's not about just remembering the principles. It's about ensuring that how the questions will be asked. All right. Now, if you see over here, so I just taught you principle 2 and 6 in this manner. Okay. Now, considering description of membership of various industry chambers, trade association, providing of inputs to government, policy, law, regulation, anything like that. All right. Then in that case, principle 7. All right. Anything with respect to government policy and stuff. Influence on public and regulatory policies. Okay, ऐसे याद रखो, the main trigger points, all right. So I think that is with respect to principle. Now listen to me. Okay, now listen to me. The other principles we just need to do it in this manner only. Ethics, transparency, accountability. You should be open to disclosure logically. Company should be open to disclosure. Company should develop policy and procedure that ethics are not compromised. Information should be made available to stakeholders because it is ethics, ETA boss, ethics, transparency and accountability. So सिर्फ ethics नहीं है. E is just for the code word. All right. So ethics, transparency and accountability. Okay. Proactively respond to outside entities. If someone violates the principles, then you respond to that also. So ethics, transparency and accountability. Okay. Safe and sustainable goals, we are done with this. Well-being of all employees, this is very simple, principle 3. Anything with respect to human resource, employees वगैरह, वो principle 3 gets attracted over there. All right. अगर एक principle click होता है, write one principle. All right. If you think that multiple principles click नहीं हो रहे, that's okay. Okay. But whatever clicks, just write it. Done. Everything with respect to workload management and principles over there. Then stakeholder, हाँ, जो title से समझ में नहीं आता, so something that you cannot understand from the title, read it properly. Respect for stakeholders' interest and responsiveness. What is this? ये क्या है? Entities have to be transparent and communicate with stakeholders about impact of their operations. So if you get anything on transparency, disclosing the details to the stakeholders, it will be principle 1 and also principle 4 gets attracted over there. All right. Identify the interested parties, the parties who will be interested in your processes, and tell them very clearly that ये process का ये impact होगा. All right. And share the benefits with the stakeholders. So if you get about sharing the benefits with the stakeholders, all right, then that is principle 4. But if you get on transparency, then it is principle 1 and principle 4, both of them. All right. Now, respect and promote human rights. All right. So human rights promote करने के लिए you have to be ethical. तो कुछ तो human rights पे ethics of the management will also be involved. So principle 1 will get attracted over there. But respect and promote on human rights. So if there is human rights, all right, then in that case principle 5. But if you have an option of 1 and 5, then do it. All right. You should have understanding of human rights. You should take actions for violation of human rights. All right. You should integrate human rights into your policies. So this is ethics also. Okay. Then principle 6, environment, that is not problem. I think principle 2 and 6 are in a very good relationship. Because आप जितना environment का ध्यान रखते जाओगे, the more you take care of environment, principle 2 also gets attracted here and there. All right. Then principle 7, anything with respect to regulatory policy, public policy and stuff. Principle 8, you have to ensure that आप grow करो, develop करो, but without compromising on the resources and stuff. Look at this. Bring creative products. All right. CSR, corporate social responsibility activities. All right. Equitable development, inclusive growth, सबको include करो and ensure that everyone around you grows. All right. Then if अगर आप डैम वगैरह का प्रोजेक्ट है, relocation of communities वगैरह हो रहा है, all right, so be take care of it. Intellectual property should get the deserved respect. All right. So these kind of things will attract your principle 8. And principle 9, providing value to the consumers in a responsible manner, so reduce the negative impact of the products and services. All right. Then in any manner, this is something that is your MCQ. Freedom of choice, fair competition, don't violate it. So if there is a social media company like Facebook and stuff, all right, if they are violating the fair competition, monopolistic वगैरह हो रहे हैं, then in that case principle 9 gets attracted. Yes sir, right to privacy, yeah, Apple, all right. So they can include some social media thing over here. Reuse, recycling, all right, points over there. Essential goods and services should be available. No restriction on essential goods and services. अगर essential goods and services पे restriction ला रहे हो, all right, then you are not providing essential goods and services पे restriction ला के you are increasing your prices. Then you may be providing your stakeholder some benefit, but you are not providing value to the consumers. All right. तो ये सब चीजों का ध्यान रखो, एक बार बॉक्सेस को अच्छे से रीड करो. If there is any doubt, write it in the comment section. I will reply to it. All right. I'm ensuring that the length of this video is not very lengthy, so that you can easily recover things. All right. Now, module में एक बहुत interesting चीज देखने मिली. I don't think they will go to this level of questioning. All right. But when we look at 18.24, so they have एक mixture create किया उन्होंने SDG and principles का. All right. For example, SDG 1 says that, but SDG number wise to remember it is next to impossible. All right, but still, if you want to remember, we can always share some code words in the comment section also. So SDG 1 says no poverty. हाँ, कोई गरीब नहीं होना चाहिए. All right. Then in that case, when I say no poverty, तो इसमें से कौन सा principle attract हो रहा है? Human rights. All right. Human rights. Okay. और equitable development. कौन सा प्रिंसिपल अट्रैक्ट हो रहा है? ऑलराइट, सो जैसे SDG 1, सो प्रिंसिपल 3 एंड प्रिंसिपल 4. ऑलराइट, सो SDG 1 में, ऑलराइट, नो पॉवर्टी में, ऑलराइट, सो आई एम नॉट वेरी हैप्पी विद द काइंड ऑफ चार्ट दैट दे हैव गिवन ओवर हियर. अब ये देखो, दीज आर योर SDGs. दिस इज योर 1, नो पॉवर्टी. ऑलराइट, सो इन नो पॉवर्टी they are saying that principle 3 and principle 4 gets attracted. All right, so principle 3 is, just give me 1 minute, is employees, well-being of all the employees. All right, and principle 4 stakeholders interest and stuff. So you can ignore that, but I've just included it over there for you to understand कि ऐसा कुछ है. Most of the times, वो सबको match करना will not be something that you will be, very convinced, because ये मॉड्यूल ने अपने हिसाब से मैच किया है. Alright, everyone may not be convinced with that. Okay, then next, so you can ignore this part, but I had included just to give this clarity so that I don't forget in my video. Assurance in BRSR. Now, as a chartered accountant, what is your role? Alright, so just go through these points. ICAI has issued a standard on sustainability assurance also. Alright, इसका नाम है Standards on Sustainability Assurance. ऐसा करके अलग से सीरीज ही निकाला है. They have created a separate board also for that. That is SSEAE 3000. All right, which will give you assurance engagements on sustainability information. All right. So voluntary, it is voluntary for March 23 and then mandatory from March 24 onwards. So now it is mandatory. All right. Then SSAE 3410. That is assurance engagements on greenhouse gas statements, greenhouse emissions and stuff. So now chartered accountants are getting job over here also, are getting employment over here also. All right. So they have created a separate board itself, SRSB, Sustainability Reporting Standard Board. खाली ये number याद रखो, 3000, all right, is sustainability information. के ऊपर assurance engagement, and 3410 is greenhouse gas statement, but that is ऐसे मत लिख देना, SSAE, Standard on Sustainability Assurance Engagement. All right, but if you talk about a statutory auditor, तो as a statutory auditor, annual report को read करना is one of our responsibilities as per SA 720. All right, and if there is some material inconsistency, then we are supposed to react to it. अब वो आगे कैसे आपको reaction देखना है तो ऐसे 720 में देख सकते हो. So if I talk about a very difficult question, all right, or interesting question I must say, then what they will do is they will create something on SDG SDG chapter में से, all right, and then they will say that ये annual report है और ये दोनों में difference है कुछ financial statement में जो लिखा है what is written in the annual report. So एक SDG ESG का point आया, and then one point they will bring from SA 720 का knowledge whether you have it or not. There is one paragraph called as other information paragraph. So अगर वो लोग annual report में if they are printing wrong information, then we are supposed to explain that in other information paragraph as per SA 720. All right, yes sir, yes sir, yes sir. ये एक methodology दी हुई है to provide assurance. Basically एक steps दिए हुए that we first need to obtain understanding, then verify and then report. All right, तो वो खाली एक sequence में आप देख लो, that's it. So I hope that I am clear with this. Again I am saying the important areas are ये जो box था ये 17 SDGs. All right, all the capitals, my notes are more than enough for this, and then the 9 principles that we have: essential indicator, leadership indicator. All right, practice, test your understanding too, and module MCQ, and there is one question in test your knowledge. All right, if you see over here, test your knowledge में, all right, no, not a very good question. All right, वो test your understanding का था, sorry. So test your understanding 2 question and module MCQs, that should be more than enough for ESG SDG. Thank you. Please keep commenting. Please refer videos to others so that everyone can get the benefit. Thank you so much.